What's up?
What's up? Wait, I thought you were gonna say what app to each other. Hey, what's up, everybody?
I'm Ranuma
And I'm IZ.
and welcome to the rnipodcast.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back.
Hello, hello. Today we're talking about the apps we find useful.
That we find useful.
We together.
Let me bust out my phone on this one.
You bust
never
out
mind.
Well, you know what? I will go first on this one. Okay.
Sure.
All right. I mean,
Go for
we
it.
obviously know that apps basically run the world these days. You know what I mean? There's an app for everything. There's probably an app to help you feed your cat when you're sitting down watching TV in the bathroom. See, it doesn't matter what it is. They have an app for it. But
Isn't there like
I
an
will-
app where you can like, stuff like that?
stuff like that, yeah.
No, there's an app where you can actually talk to your dog.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Wait,
Like,
yeah.
have you seen those?
It's like a security
yeah.
camera app.
And they start talking to him like, hey, boo,
Hey, boy. Hey, boy.
All right, my bad.
Anyway,
Just throwing it out there.
for
Just throwing
me,
it out
my number one app that I have to use for most of the things that I do with my band is InShot. InShot is a video and picture editor, and I do a lot of my editing on there, even for the podcast. So, like, you know how I can grab PNG files and make it look like a little sticker on top of the bottom of all of our pictures on IG. It is definitely one of the greatest apps I've seen, where it does editing at such a user-friendly tone. I mean, this bad boy is awesome, and it's free. Now, I bought the one-time purchase, and I did that on accident because I just pressed on it, and I was like, "Are you sure you want to make it?" I'm like,
It's like, yeah.
I wasn't supposed to press that button, but it made me think because I pressed that button. Hence, I got the InShot app.
So did you have to spend money for it then, or?
I didn't in the beginning. It's free. I have it on my iPad here, and
okay.
it's free. But on my phone,
Yeah.
I paid $30 for it, and it's only
And
one
that was
time.
an accident?
No, the pressing of the button was
okay. I
accident.
got
The
you.
confirming was purpose. Like, I didn't mean to press that button. I just so happened to press it on accident. Watch everybody go onto the app, but it's in like a place where I can only press it on purpose. Yeah, no, it was an accident. Okay.
Those hidden X marks in the top corner.
Because I did pay, I think I paid like $2.99 for like a no ad thing, but no, it was an ad.
All right.
All right. My number two would be my set list maker and my stage plot maker. Now, you know, for those who play music live, you know, you have your set list, and it's normally on the ground. So if you play with like other bands, you'll see like a paper on the ground that says the song list that they have, and they're going to sing in what order. So on Setlist Maker, I have a app where it does everything from not only the name of the song, it could give you the key of the song, it could give you the lyrics, it could give you the chords, it could even give you the tempo by flashing the light at you at the tempo speed. That is crazy. Also, It has an auto scroll. So should you press play when you're playing it on stage, it'll go down to the tempo that you're playing, which would be on the click, and right there, just perfect. It just sound awesome. And Setlist Maker makes it happen. However, the only downfall is that you have to put it in manually. So you have to put in the lyrics manually, the chords manually, the tempo manually, and also you can add in like a backtrack too. So that's also cool. But enough about me. What about you? What are some kind of apps that you use?
Oh man, so I'm on my phone a lot. So the number one I'm gonna put down here is the Google Drive. I want to make it vague as possible because I'm using almost everything in Google Drive, like the Google Sheets, the Google Docs. Although this is not in Google Drive, but I use something called Google Rewards, where I don't know if you've tried that before. Basically, they send you like a quick survey, and they'll say, did you enter the store or whatever, and do you have the receipt and whatnot? And Most of the time I don't, so I just say no. And then they actually give you like 10 cents for that, just for doing that reward. Yeah. So I have that on my phone. I'm doing that a lot, actually. So if I go to Walmart, that notification will pop up saying, "Hey, you have a survey at Walmart or whatever." Okay, let's do this. And sometimes I'll have the receipt, take a picture of it, and I'll get like 35 cents. And it all accumulates over time.
Right.
And it goes straight into like your Google Play account. So you can actually accumulate all that and rent or buy movies or something in the apps and stuff like that. So I'm always using that pretty much. It's
You buy
pretty
extra
cool.
lives on a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's good. It's
Or
always-
like a certain character, you know?
Oh, okay. A certain 5-star character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
the
no,
gold
most of the time I get or rent or buy movies off of that, so I can stream it anywhere. So that's on the Google Drive. So I got the Google Sheets and the Google Docs. I also do Google. I listen to Google Podcasts. That's my go-to as far as listening to podcasts. I don't go into Spotify that much, only because I'm more pro Google than anything. So I'm a little bit biased of that, you know?
Right.
So I'm like, I go Spotify if I really need to find a certain one, but Google Podcast seems to be doing a good job in having a lot of the podcasts now. And then Google Tasks, that's going to be one of my favorite ones, actually. Google Tasks, you're able to input something that you want to do, like say 2 weeks from now, or it could be like at a certain time. Like 2 weeks from now, we'll be talking about the next podcast. 2 weeks from now, we'll be doing like a meeting, and we could set a time, and it'll just pop up as a task. And when you know that you completed it, you could just hit that button on the phone and hit a check mark saying it's done. Especially with with schooling, with the kids, and work or stuff needs to be done in the house, like buy paint. Well, you can just go ahead and buy paint. They're not going to be open till like Tuesday, so okay, you could do like, I don't know, a day or two from now, and then this notification will pop up, say, hey, you need to buy paint. So stuff like that. So I'm actually constantly on tasks, or I'm always using Google Tasks only because of the organization that it has. And Gmail, of course. So as you can see, a lot of this are all like Google. You know where I'm coming from. So like Gmail, and then the next one is Google Keep. So Google Keep is almost like Google Docs, but Keeps is where you make notes. You can actually draw in notes. You can make a checklist and stuff like that.
Live notes, not instead of like having like different text color, you'd be like writing it.
Yeah, you can actually write in there. So this one's actually useful for one where, like, say my fiance or I needs something from the grocery store. So I can have her as a collaborator on one of the notes. And if I want mayonnaise or like mustard or whatever, it'll pop up on there and she'll be able to see it and like, oh yeah, he needs mustard and mayo and all that good stuff, you know? So that's like some of the few things that I would use my phone a lot, actually. So let's bring it back to your end. What do you got?
Well, earlier I was talking about the set list maker, and I didn't say anything about the stage plot maker. Now, the stage plot maker is also from the same company, and this bad boy helps so much when you're planning a live show at a venue that you've never played at before. Now, in a band, before you go in, everybody wants to know how many singers, how many guitarists or instruments, and what's going on. So a stage plot maker is basically helping you make that before you even show up. So you would just make, all right, this is where the drums is going to sit. This is the pieces he has. So he has like a snare, a hi-hat, a couple of toms, and kick drum right there. You put that inside the app. And then you also have the bass player and his bass rig on the left. And then you have the 3 vocalists in the front. Then you have keyboardists on the right and percussionists on the left of the keyboardist. And it's all within like this app, and when you give it to a stagehand, he'll know exactly where everything should go chord-wise. So like microphones got to go on some drums, or a connection's got to go to bass rigs and guitar rigs, and then you also have the cords that go into your microphones and your instruments. So most of the time though, most bands, professional bands, have their own gear. So all it is just to give the sound guys giving you this accord, and you just plug that bad boy in, and you're good to go. This helps you do that too. So basically, in a setting for my band, we would set inputs 1 and 8 for the drums, and then the bass would be 9, the percussionist would be like 10 and 11, depending on how he's using his microphones, as well as the keyboard using probably 2, because you're going to probably stack. So that's already like what, 11, 12 inputs already, not including the 3 singers in the front, as well as the 3 instruments in the front. So that's another 6. So that's a total of almost 18 to 20 inputs already. Now, if you went there without even knowing, it would be a headache for the sound guy to just get everything ready for you guys. But if you had this app, you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? I've given this app to the House of Blues. I've given it to Brooklyn Bowl, and it worked great. And so the stage plot maker, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Am I right?
No,
cuts out the time. And
that's a free app also, or
it is not a free app. No,
okay.
Both of them aren't.
Yeah, because that sounds like it's really complex, and it's very beneficial.
Yes, it is very beneficial. You can also put pay in there, like how much you're getting paid for the gig. So if you say like the gig is like, I don't know, $2,500.
Yeah,
and everybody can literally divvy up how much they got depending on where it is. And if everybody has the app, everybody can share that too. So that means that they're like, oh, I'm sitting there, cool. All right, oh, this gets that chord, cool. It just works flawless. When you go in, you just go in, sound check, and you wait until you hit the stage. And yeah, so I think that was like $13, and the stage or the setlist maker was, when I bought it, was $9. But I want to say like 5 years later, it went up to $14 or $14.99. Excuse me.
I guess a lot of people are using that app then, huh?
Yeah, my friend always said, like, if you wanna do well, you want to invest well in yourself.
You got to put in a little bit of money to get a lot out, So
exactly.
No, I get that.
All right, so some of you may or may not know, but I'm an avid manga and webtoon reader. All right.
So this one's
most manliest
very useful
thing ever. Arnold Schwarzenegger probably did this. So does Vin Diesel when he's driving, and The Rock. They all do that. I'm not sure. Maybe they do. Right? But anyway, so I use an app called Manga Reader, which is kind of like just a big library of manga that haven't even become anime yet, or like stories that you probably never see on TV. But that's where I read my manga and my webtoons. These are actually Naver by Naver. This app is so awesome because you can have your own series through this app, and you can have people paid to see your stories, and it's almost like a YouTube version for comics and stuff like that. So I really appreciate it. Like right now, when I first started, I was reading a couple of webtoons. Like Noblesse was one of them. Great read. And I watched or I read their story since I want to say 2011, finished in like 2015. And I wasn't able to. I didn't really help the author out too much. Like I did later on, but there was no way that I could help him out. Like there was no Patreon or anything like that, or at least I couldn't find. Maybe I should look for it and be like, hey, do another chapter or something. But right now I'm reading this show called, or this webtoon called Unordinary, and it's by this girl Uru-chan. That's the author's name, and she does it right. So she'll do one free chapter a week, and then she has a pay part where it's just 3 extra chapters for 3 coins each time, and you can buy coins through the app, and then the app, obviously the coins go to the author, and it helps both the author and the webtoon creators, Naver, make money and stay up for everyone like myself. So I mean, it may not be important to you guys. Some of them may be important to you guys. What's up, guys? But yeah, it's definitely what I use almost every day. Or no, every day. Yeah, every day.
I think you use it every day, right?
Yeah, you definitely use it every day.
That's like your go-to when it comes down to reading mangas and.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The next one on my list is Google Maps. I think it's
That is the most useful. I want to say the.
I think you use it also.
I use it all the time. Yes, it is useful, sure, but I mean,
Well, especially if Google Maps is pretty useful because it's in real time also.
true.
And I like to when I say I'm gonna be there by 5, I'm trying to get there like at 4:59.
You know,
Try to race the clock a little bit.
I actually like the iPhone app or map a little bit better, but I got used to the Google Maps.
Mhm.
But the iPhone map for me was just when I first used it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. And then when I got an Android, I was like, oh, this is a little different. Wait,
Yeah.
and when I got it, it was inverted. So
Oh.
I was going. So
What?
so if I'm going south, it looks like I'm going the opposite way. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? And I'm like, why is it inverted?
What?
Yeah. So my north was looking south. So if I was going north, it would be going down, in this direction. And I'm like, I had to use it like that for a whole year until I found a button
What?
that was a button that had an N on it. I was like, what is that? Press
Yeah.
it, doop, and then
And
it made me go this way. And I'm like, no. I press it one more time, boom. Then it went correctly the ways that I'm actually driving. A year.
Wait, hold up. What?
That's why iPhone's map was a little better. Okay. Jeez.
Well, so the Google Maps, they have this program. It's a separate app called Waze. So have you heard
Waze.
about that?
Yeah, I have.
So in the Google Maps, there's this feature where it'll tell you if there's like a speed trap ahead, and then after you pass that speed trap, it'll ask you, is that still there? Yes or no? And I'm like, I don't know. I can't really select it because if there was one, can't really push anything. Can't use a phone or anything. But at the same time with Google Maps, it tells you alternate routes while on the go. Like say if I was coming from work to home and there's an accident that just happened, it'll tell you, okay, rerouting or just go left, go right or left and go around it basically. And it'll tell you to avoid it. And after that, because you won't know until you get to your destination that there's a accident. And then you're like, why did it even take me to this place? Sometimes I'll be going up against the Google Maps. It goes straight to my usual like turns and stuff. And like, oh, that's why. There's this one time where we went to California and it told me to get off on the old 58 freeway or highway. And I was like, why is it taking me there? Well, there was like a huge accident about 5 miles up ahead. And so if I had paid attention and actually go follow the Google Maps, we would have avoided it. But no, we had to go all the way around. We had to go all the way to where the accident happened and then go all the way back, go back to where we started, and then go to the detour that we're supposed to go to.
Wait, have you ever had that where like you're told to go one way or you're told to go like, they never take you to the gate?
Yeah, they go to like
Google Maps never take you to the gate for
the
gated
permanent
communities.
gate. They take you to like the permanent gate.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's no entrance. We can't even go through here. I'm like, it does that sometimes, but gotta forgive it because it's not perfect.
Right.
And the next one on my list is WordPress. So WordPress is used well known for bloggers like me. You can use it on your tablet. You can use it on your phone. So I have it on my phone because I don't carry a tablet like Iz over here with his iPad. I would just whip out my Google Pixel 5 or 4 XL.
The Google Pixel?
The Google Pixel 4 XL.
Like this one? We have the same phone.
We do. With the same camera.
Look at all these apps that we use. I don't know if you can see that. But,
yeah, mine's a whole bunch.
And the reason why, right here you got our teams,
What we did, we're drafting.
Drafting
We just
while
finished
we're
up.
sitting down. Well, actually, I'm drafting right now while we're sitting and
Seriously?
talking to you guys. Yeah, but it's auto pick. I'm not like it's on
Oh,
auto.
man, I'm like-
You guys have my undivided attention.
This guy got the first pick on our last draft. I was so upset. I'm like, he's gonna pick this one dude.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, no. I'm
Y'all
done.
know who the number one pick was. Y'all
After
know.
he got that pick, I'm like, CPU auto pick, done.
Yeah.
I'm done. But WordPress, something that I use while typing on the go, and I can always log onto a computer and just pick up where I left off. But the controls are simple in the app, and so it's kind of like writing a song. If you have an idea and you don't have anywhere to write it down, like a piece of paper, or you don't have a pen, just whip out the phone, go to WordPress or Google Keeps. When you're taking notes, you can actually start typing away, and that's what I use a lot. And another thing that's similar to Google Rewards is it's an app that I use called Ibotta. I haven't been
Ibotta.
using it a lot. I used it the other day, and it's more of like a you buy a certain item, you scan the barcode, and then the app will tell you like, oh yeah, you get 10 cents back if you purchase this item. And
I've used it before.
yeah, so
Made a couple of bucks while spending some bucks on like groceries. Like if I bought this loaf of bread over the other loaf of bread,
yeah.
I get 5 cents extra.
And then a lot of times, like you have to buy a little bit more expensive brand.
Oh, yeah.
to get that certain.
You gotta
reward.
get that Wonder Bread instead of that,
the signature ones from
the-
Albertsons.
signature.
Or wait, is that? No, yeah, it is. Equate is Walmart, and
And so is Kroger. Kroger's also
Kroger.
Walmart,
Yeah, as you can tell,
We know what's up. We know what's up.
we know what's up. We know what's up. I'm just kidding.
We know what's up. What's up?
So I use Ibotta as much as I can, as much as I remember that I have the app. The whole last month when we were doing a whole bunch of shopping for the house, totally bombed it. We could have got a whole bunch of cash back on that, but whatever.
I have to re-download it. The last time I had it was on my other phone, but I had to delete it because, well, it didn't have enough space. But now with the
you have
Google 4XL, I can put it back on there. Save some money with me, y'all.
There you go. And then, so yeah, the Ibotta app, it's
everything.
It's
It's everything. and
pretty
anything.
awesome. So what do you got next on your end?
Well, so I don't know if you guys know about the acapella app. It's actually very popular. Been popular for the past, I want to say, decade and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
It's just basically where you have a bunch of different video screens of you and yourself singing and harmonizing, covering songs, writing your own originals, and all that good stuff. So Mixchord, or the acapella app, like I like to call it, is an app that is very useful for doing, your collaborations with other folks that have the same app as you. And it's awesome. It was especially awesome during this time, 2020, where everyone's at home. I have a friend from Anchorage, or whom I'd gone to high school with her in Anchorage, but now she lives in the UK. And obviously, we both aren't performing as much outside of our houses because of what's going on in 2020 with the virus and all that.
Right.
We were like, hey, let's do a collaboration. And she's like, okay, how do you want to go about this? And I was like, let's use Mixchord, the acapella app, because people always do collaborations there. And, and I want to say like this was like 4 or 5 months ago. And it was awesome. Me and my friend, we did 2 songs from Disney. We did I Want to Be Like You from the Jungle Book. I want to
Yeah.
be like you. And we did Trash in the Camp from Tarzan. Wub it up, doobie doop, bob it up.
That one was pretty good.
Doop.
I like that one.
Thank you. That was originally by NSYNC and Phil Collins, and Phil Collins is a genius. Because so awesome! Like literally all the sounds in there was just so cool, and I think Phil Collins made majority of the sounds.
Yeah.
Because that was also a career I wanted to get into, was the audio creators. So in a movie, it's never the sound that you hear on the camera; it's the sound that you hear in studio. And I would love to do like that. That'd be so cool. So call me if you guys.
Hit up guys.
I can break glass. I can chew on gum. I can step on gum, and I can also get a paper cut. So those I can do those sounds.
Dang.
Yeah. That's
How does getting a paper cut sound like?
Well, I need paper, but it would sound more like a.
Oh, but yeah, paper cut. You do you.
Yeah, I do me. But you know what? I see that you have the same as mine on your next one. So
yeah, the social media apps.
yeah. Definitely
Facebook.
social media. Yeah.
What do you got? Facebook,
Instagram, Twitter.
But
you don't do Twitter though, right?
I'm starting to get on Twitter only because a lot of bloggers are on there and they like to promote their stuff. Like they do a little excerpt of or a little portion of their blog, and they would just put it out there, and they would say, "Hey, yeah, read more by clicking this link." So it's kind of like, yeah, you have to click this link to read my blog, you know. So
right.
It's almost like the mini blogging, you know, of WordPress. So Twitter.
Yeah, I use Twitter, and Twitter's kind of hard for me. Like, Twitter was brought to me by my younger brother. Mm-hmm. He was the one who was like, "Oh, yo, you know, you got to get on Twitter because it's hilarious, this and that, or whatever." And I'm like, I looked at Twitter once, and I was like, "Nope, this looks difficult." But throughout the years, obviously, I got used to it, and you know, the repetition just kind of made me get used to how the displays are, or I don't know the term I'm looking for, but you guys know what I mean, I hope. But I normally use Instagram and Facebook the most.
Same.
I used to use Snapchat a lot, but I didn't have a dope camera until I got my Pixel 4 XL. I don't know why I can't promote this because what's funny is they don't make these anymore. That's it. Done. They're done. I got this for it. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Cheap.
Not even half of what I paid for it. I paid for it when it first came out. I was on top of it as soon as
I got
it
it so
out.
cheap. I got a second one. Okay.
And then, well, I use Pinterest. Again, Pinterest is good for your blogging. You know, for blogging as well. You gotta have the images too. So when you click the images, it goes straight into your website. You know. And also Pinterest has a lot of interesting content on there too. Like this morning I was looking at ways to look at ways to set up you're gonna laugh at you. It's ways to set up a desktop when you have a very small desk. I just got a new computer. My cousin had bought it and it's pretty cool and awesome and it lights up and everything. But now it takes up like 50% of my desk space. So now I'm trying to figure out how to expand it by mounting the monitors, getting those 2 monitors and stuff like that. I was thinking...
Do you have 2 monitors?
Not yet. I'm going to get a second one. But I was thinking when it goes up and like that, it should create some more room. But I also saw on Pinterest that you can actually create some shelves. Like, because mine is like on the corner desk. You can create shelves on the corner, or you can create just anything where you can put other stuff on top of those shelves or anything like that. So you can actually not use the actual desktop space. And so you can actually see that on Pinterest and even on not Facebook, but Instagram. Instagram, you can do that as well just by typing in like the hashtags. Like
right. Oh, yeah.
The minimalist or whatever. Because for me, I like having the most minimal stuff.
Right.
So
if you look at my new set or my desk setup, I have a huge desk, but I used to have tons of things on top of it. Now I just have I have this one thing that mounts both of my monitors up in the air and then my 2 speakers, and that's it. Of course I got my keyboard and my mouse, but
that's what I'm missing, the 2 speakers.
That's it. Yeah, no, I think I might have to give me new ones.
Yeah.
But
excuse me. My next one is Canva. That one is
I like Canva.
Yeah, Canva is pretty cool, especially dealing with all these social media apps. You want to create content, some images. Canva, you can do it on the go or on the computer, the iPad or tablet. You can edit the images, almost like InShot. I don't have InShot, so I don't know how it compares to InShot. But with Canva, you can make little animated videos or animated pictures.
Your Canvas is a step up above InShot. How I know is because they don't have a one-time purchase. They have a monthly purchase.
Yeah.
Kind of like Adobe.
Yeah. I was like, I got the free version, of course. So I'm thinking about paying for it.
I did get. I got it once, the $10 a month one.
Yeah. Was it worth
It was awesome. It was awesome, but I didn't have a dope camera like on my Pixel 4 XL. But I got rid of it. But I mean, I don't need all that crazy stuff right now. Yeah.
But I mean, if you're feeling really artistic and creative, you know, Canva, way to go.
Look at all this free promo.
Yeah. The last one on my list is going to be the Google Calendar. It's the last one because I use it every day, like all the time. So
I use it every day. Yeah.
With 3 kids, you got to keep up with like once they have their sports going on, once this whole COVID thing is done, they're going to be in sports. And then we have like family gatherings. We got the meetings and stuff like that. All that goes into the Google Calendar. And sometimes I put notifications on there, but a lot of the stuff on my Google Calendar is repetitive. Like, you know, how every Wednesday we premiere this episode or all the other episodes. I actually have a little reminder on my calendar, like, nope, I'm going to set some time off so I can, you know, watch and be live and chatting like how I am right now. So Google Calendar is very, very useful and beneficial for me, of course. I don't know if you have that on your list. I thought you had.
No, I figured I saw it on your list and I was like, I'm just going to, you know, daisy chain myself to it. With Google Calendar for me, like, you know, when this whole, you know, epidemics finish and all that stuff, we're gonna get back to doing gigs with my band. Also, going to be doing more content on my YouTube, separate, you know, my band and my podcast. Like, that already takes a lot of time out of my day, actually. Yeah. And what's crazy is that I use Google Calendar, but just the other day I've been watching a lot of influencers on, you know, different ways to up your social media game or your YouTube game or whatever it is that you're trying to level up on. I've been watching a lot of their videos, you know, getting a lot of help that way. And then I was just writing down things on top of my whiteboard calendar, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually more busy than I thought I was. and then I'm thinking, like, the past, you know, I don't know, 12 years of me being the band, also watching anime, guys. So, you know, and I'm looking at the time that maybe if I didn't watch that, this probably could have happened. Maybe, who knows? But a lot of my songs were written because I did. So there's that, you know, even break right there, I want to say.
Yeah.
But Google Calendar is definitely one of the most useful things that I use on my phone, and even on my iPad. I have, you know, even though this is an iPad, I have my Google
stuff
accounts on here. Yes, you know, and yeah, I have like 4 Google accounts or 3 Google accounts, like 2 or 3, no, 2 Outlook accounts, and yeah, so I have tons of things going on my calendar. So
yeah, I think I got 3. One is like a personal one. The second one's like trying to be professional kind of one. And then the third one is obviously the rnipodcast one. So that's the only ones I have. I try to keep it, again, minimal. But I want to move on to the honorable mentions. So there's this app that we use, actually, when we play War Machine. It's called War Room.
War Room.
So instead of using the actual physical cards that you would use when you're playing, and instead of like marking with the marker your lives that you have left, when this dude tries to kill and slaughter my army,
I lose
and stuff like that.
I lose all the time.
He lies. Anyways, so we use this app when we play, and before we would be able to look at each other's armies. I don't know why it's not letting us now, but it kind of forced us to ask the opponent, like, what's your stats? Like, what's your
all the
armor?
time.
And
like,
all the time.
You know, sometimes I would like make myself remember something of the opponents, and I'm like, oh wait, they're dead, or they're over there on that side of the table. You know what I mean? Like oh,
he's like, which one's number 1?
I was like, is this the leader? This is the leader, right? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All those questions are very common. So War Room keeps it to where it's a little bit more organized. You can actually just tap the lives off of them. And then let's say, oh, I hit you with 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, done. So we use that a lot. And then my other honorable mention is Amazon. I am starting to not go to stores and purchase stuff now. So
I had to delete my Amazon app. I was like, yo, I'm buying way too much like foolishness. Like I think I bought like pencils once. And I could get pencils at the store
at the Dollar Tree,
for
man.
like $1 while I'm over here spending like $3 plus $5 in shipping and handling.
Shipping.
I mean, mind you, I'm
man.
probably buying something else too, but pencils?
We can just add that. Get something to my whiteboard.
I bought the spray deodorant thing, like Axe, and I'm like, I'm really buying this here.
Yeah.
But I went to the store to find it. They did not have it. So, in my defense,
yeah. Well,
it was a good one.
It's kind of like when you go to the store when you buy a certain hair gel. Amazon has it.
Amazon does have it, and the pro ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have their own pro line and all that stuff. Jeez.
All right.
But that wraps up this episode. In the next episode, we'll be talking about life as a stepchild and step-parent. Thank you to White Wong Media. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Yes. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment down below on YouTube. All the links are down below. And thanks again for watching us and tuning in.
See you next time.